Adult Insights is brought to you by Yapo Dollars, the video-on-demand program optimized to earn you more. Conferences are your best chance to get up close and personal with people in the industry. If you're thinking of spending money on just one, here are some thoughts on which of the conferences may be best for you.
Phoenix Forum always be near and dear to me because that was like one of the first shows I ever went to. Cybernet, love Cybernet. YP in Mexico, yeah. That's kind of like my little getaway vacation every year. Absolutely adore it.
The best conference, I'd say, go between Phoenix and Internext, Florida, because of the attendance, and it's generally the whole hotel is for the conference, and that's the best way to meet people and best exposure.
The best conference in adult right now, I would say for me, is a combination between Internext Florida and Phoenix. And that could be short-lived, depending upon whether they get too big for themselves and it's not a networking opportunity. They've designed them for that purpose. Vegas has lost its appeal now, to me, because it's now just become a holiday for salespeople.
The best conference for sure, hands down, is Internext, because everyone goes to it. The Vegas Internext is by far the biggest show, and will continue to be because Vegas can handle a huge crowd, and it's more central for everyone. It's easy to fly from wherever you're at in the whole world to get to Vegas. So I doubt that there'll be any show get bigger than the Vegas Internext.
I would say the best ones are Phoenix right now because it's so central. Everybody's at one hotel and they're stuck together. And it's really well catered and set up, and it's just a really smooth running show. The Internext ones are good because they're big and you get to see who the big companies are and the big movers and shakers.
You know, there was a time when Internext was the best show because it was the only show. I prefer the little shows, like the one we just had in Toronto. It was a good show. The one in LA, it's a good show also.
Each show excels in a different aspect. I like the Cybernet show because it's very mellow and friendly and small. So I don't feel stressed. I don't feel like I'm walking down Hollywood Boulevard with a spotlight on me. You know, but on the other hand, then there's the AVN show, which is like the opposite. It's like huge, everybody's trying to be more important than the next guy. But its benefit is that it's big. You can meet a lot of people, and there's kind of a lot of things going on, and it's got the paparazzi hubbub to it, you know. And then the Phoenix show is supposed to be great. I haven't gone yet, believe it or not. That's probably the best one, and probably I'm not saying that because I've never gone, but everybody says that's the best. So I think different shows are good for different things.
In a business that can have 3 conferences a month, attending a trade show can seem like a foregone conclusion. But do the shows actually hold value for attendees?
For me, to be honest, it's actually quite little. I've only ever really done a few deals that benefited me, probably more than the sponsor. Like a sponsor would come up, we talk, and maybe I do some business with them. But on my side, for the most part, I mean, for a newbie webmaster, I think that getting the new contacts and talking to people that can be helpful to you, as well as some of the seminars, even though they're repetitive, but at least on the first go around, I think they'd be pretty useful. But for me at this point, I think it's more just to get out and meet the people and, to be honest, have a good time.
It puts the face to a product. I've always thought, when it comes down to it, a lot of our products are very similar. And if you have traffic and you can send to site A versus site B, what's going to make the change is me as a representative of site B versus site A. And I want to be able to project that. I'm here at the show to tell them about my product, but also tell them about me. Like, all in all, we're here to work with people we like, we enjoy. And because our competition is, for the most part, very similar to us.
I think it's huge. Huge. I mean, it's unfortunate because there's so many shows nowadays. There's just about 1-2 a month. So going to shows is very important, but I also think picking which shows you go to is very important. And I'm not judging one show or the other, but it's finding out which show you can get the best return on your investment in while also limiting your investment in going to that show. Some shows are significantly more expensive than other shows. However, some of those more expensive shows may be exponentially more important, so that expense is justified. But I also think, as a program myself, or I guess for anyone, you'd have to judge what your goal is of going to that show. You know, we look for building new relationships, strengthening old relationships. If you were a Payside owner going to a show, I don't know how important that necessarily would be, but as an affiliate owner, as a potential marketplace for advertising, I think it's very, very important.
In this business, it's all about networking and working out those business partnerships with people. So face-to-face interaction is great. You know, you talk with them online, chat, ICQ all day long, but to get to spend some actual live time with people, I think is a key part of being successful in this business.
I think it goes back to the networking, how I get my clients is by talking, by going to the parties and meeting people. I think it also helps the connection because you can see people online, but when you actually see them in person, there's a new connection, there's a new respect. I mean, you can say anything online to someone without really second guessing. When it's in person, you realize there's more of a connection than just, you know, pixels.